Scientists have made an artificial cell. SpudCell is a tiny little fellow that can eat, grow, respond to its environment, and even reproduce, and is completely human-made. Created at the University of Minnesota, SpudCell behaves and looks exactly like a natural cell, even having a membrane, cytoplasm, and DNA. Unlike our natural genome that has 3 million base pairs in it, SpudCell only has 90,000. While SpudCell doesn't actually do anything right now, it can replicate itself up to 5 generations. They also point out that it technically is not alive, which is important to recognize. The team do, however, see some practical applications for the synthetic cell, like detoxifying other substances, making new materials, and synthesizing drugs. They've started a non-profit called UBTECH to fund global research for developing SpudCell, allowing it to remain public domain and open source technology. So good job, SpudCell. This is the latest in science news. This is MindBlow. Here come the humanoid robots. UBTECH just revealed their UWorld U1 series of full-size Ultra-Bionic humanoid robots, apparently the first in the world designed for mass production. The 3 models in the UWorld U1 series include the U1 Lite Semi-Torso Edition, the high-performance full-body U1 Pro, and a high-dynamic full-body U1 Ultra. They have 88 degrees of freedom and a proprietary dual-pivot biomimetic cervical spine that lets it replicate 90% of human movements. They also say it's powered by the world's first emotion-aware LLM, capable of recognizing more than 20 emotional states with an accuracy of over 90%. Currently, more than 13,000 orders have been placed, and they believe a major use case will be to provide companionship to lonely elderly people. What do you think these will be used for? Okay, apparently chimps love crystals. We have repeatedly found crystals at archaeological sites dating back 780,000 years, and the question is, why? Recently, researchers in Spain provided crystals to 2 groups of encultured chimpanzees. In the first experiment, a large 35-centimeter quartz crystal was placed on a platform with another normal rock of the same size. The chimps took the crystal, inspected it, and then took it back to the chimps' dormitories. The scientists noted that interest in it was strong at first but eventually declined over time, the same behavior found in humans when we gradually lose interest in an object as the novelty fades. But when the caretakers tried to take back the crystal, they found they had to barter with bananas and yogurt just to get it back. In the second experiment, smaller crystals were scattered among a group of 20 regular pebbles. The chimps were able to pick out all the crystals within seconds. One even carried a pile of pebbles and crystals in her mouth up to a wooden platform and separated the 3 crystal types from the rest of the pebbles. They also noted that it was strange she carried them in her mouth. Chimps don't usually use their mouths to carry things, so it could mean she thought of the crystals as valuable and was trying to hide them from the other chimps, which is pretty weird. And so is this, a diving suit for cyborg cockroaches. This new soft, flexible suit has an oxygen generator built in, allowing the cockroaches to survive underwater and in low oxygen environments for up to 3 hours. Cyborg insects are still living insects that have just been fitted with electronic controllers that guide their movements, so they need to breathe. The suit, 3D printed with PMMA-type resin, combines a soft waterproof shell with a simple oxygen generator made up of 4 oxygen supply tubes that deliver oxygen directly to their breathing holes. Inside the tank is a small sponge with manganese dioxide, which acts as a catalyst. A small amount of diluted hydrogen peroxide was injected into the tank, and the manganese dioxide slowly breaks it down, releasing oxygen. The tubes can be safely removed without pain or harm, and the point of this is to potentially expand their role in search and rescue missions in disaster areas, which means you can imagine yourself being saved by a cyborg cockroach. Join the intrepid thinkers who make MindBlow happen. Please consider supporting MindBlow on Patreon. The show doesn't exist without these people. You all have my eternal thanks. Here is a spray-on powder that can stop life-threatening bleeding in about 1 second. It hardens almost instantly into a strong hydrogel barrier, remains stable in storage, and can be deployed easily and quickly, making it perfect for demanding and unpredictable situations like disaster zones, accidents, and combat zones. Traditional patch-type hemostatic products are flat, making them difficult to apply to deep or complex wounds, and they're sensitive to temperature and humidity, so they present a challenge for storage and field use. These types of traditional methods work by absorbing the blood and creating a physical barrier. This new method, called AGCL powder, is made entirely of naturally derived materials with an antibacterial effect of 99.9%, meaning it's safe when it comes in contact with the blood. The alginate and gelin gum in it react with the calcium in blood for super fast gelation and sealing, and the chitosan bonds with blood components to enhance biological and chemical hemostasis. Its 3D internal structure also allows it to absorb more than 7 times its own weight in blood. This thing seems like a really good invention. Now it's time for a bug death spiral. Streetlights lure thousands of land-dwelling isopods like woodlice into giant synchronized death spirals. These isopods usually spend their time under rocks and damp leaves to keep from drying out. The team of researchers conducted several experiments to figure out exactly what was causing such strange behavior. Was it different types of lighting? Was it magnetic fields? Strong magnets were placed near these circling isopods but had no effect. Ultraviolet light didn't trigger the death formations at all. What they found was white light produced the most dramatic results. A beam of white light shining straight down created a circle shape. The isopods were attracted to that and began marching around its perimeter. The more that joined, the larger the spiral became, resulting in a continuous spiral. They found that most of the bugs were female and carrying eggs, so it was very unlikely that this was a mating behavior. It should be noted that similar behavior has been found in humans at heavy metal festivals. And now, the gigantic Zenith Space Screen 45 from 1983.
I wanted giant screen TV.
But I didn't want a giant screen taking over my living room.
Look what Zenith built.
By remote control, the screen rises from the fine furniture cabinet. Zenith presents Space Screen 45, more than 3 times the area of a 25-inch screen, yet the picture is sharper than ever before in home projection TV. And only Zenith has the screen that disappears.
So I get my living room back.
New Space Screen 45. Only Zenith has it.